seriously telling me that writer just took out my deputies?
A thriller I supposedly wrote is coming true. The genre of the story seems to be shifting. It's turning into a horror story. I was told that Alice had been kidnapped, but that was a lie.
We don't have his wife. We don't know where she is.
Her purported kidnapper was eaten up by the dark presence before it attacked me.
Alan, shh, baby. It was just a nightmare.
Alice.
There you go, Alan.
Hartman. I fell.
I had to give you a sedative. Don't fight it. You went through another rough period.
What?
Right now, it's very important that you stay calm. We don't want you to have another episode. You're a patient at my clinic. Have been for a while now. The shock of your wife's death triggered a mental illness.
No, you're lying.
You're suffering from various symptoms of undifferentiated schizophrenia.
Bastard.
It's okay, Alan. Just let go.
I felt groggy. Whatever Hartman had pumped in me was making me numb. I felt like this was happening to someone else. Someone I was watching on television. I couldn't think. Couldn't focus.
Fala pessoal, belezinha? Aqui é o Filho e sejam bem-vindos aqui a mais um episódio. Literalmente mais um episódio, né? De Alan Wake. Meu, eu fiquei em choque quando o doutor ali falou que nossa esposa morreu.
Good evening, Alan. Are we feeling better now? Feeling calm?
Yeah. I see you brought your pet gorilla with you. So sure, I'm calm. I get the message. Loud and clear.
Why, right. That's the spirit. You're being very brave, Alan. I understand you're confused. I would be more concerned if you weren't suspicious of me. I don't blame you for it.
Big of you.
Now, why don't you come with me? We'll reacquaint you with my clinic and go over everything you might have forgotten. Little walk and some fresh air? Yes, it will do you good.
O que tá acontecendo, velho? Tem câmeras aqui? Porque senão pode acabar sendo verdade. Esse era o quarto que eu tava digitando na... Bom, acho que não. Vamos ver o que vai dar.
This corridor is for patients. Most of them aren't here right now. Jack took them out for a
O
fishing
que foi,
trip.
velhão? Você é no pau?
For the ones who are
Cai
particularly
dentro.
vulnerable, of course. I encourage creativity as a part of the recovery process here at Cauldron Lake Lodge. I specialize in treating artists.
I bet you do.
Splendid, Alan. I honestly believe we can get this thing under control if we work together. This way, Alan.
Bom, elevador. Lugar chique da preula. Sabe, primeiras damas. Filha da puta. Sabia que você era uma moçoila. Caraca, tem tudo isso de andar?
Now, Alan, from past experience with you, I know I need to get right into the heart of the matter as quickly as I can after an episode. So I'm just going to say this. Alice is dead.
No.
You're in a very vulnerable state until you understand and accept this. Alice drowned, and you couldn't face that. You're suffering from hallucinations, paranoid delusions, unusual thinking, an obsession about light and darkness, a feeling that everything revolves around you, your thoughts and dreams. Your mind has constructed an elaborate fantasy scenario in which your writings are affecting reality. She has been kidnapped and supernatural forces of darkness are trying to stop you. We go this way, Alan.
I wasn't ready for another shot, so I went along with it. He had to be lying. But under the influence of the drug he had given me, I had to fight not to believe his words.
É o que eu achei desde o começo.
You've been making it up. Apart from the tragic accident with your wife, no one has been killed. Your delusions are just a manifestation of your subconscious mind trying to protect you from the too painful truth. Unless we fight the fantasy, it will return. I know the instinct is to resist me, but think about it. Doesn't this make far more sense than the insane supernatural conspiracy you have concocted in your mind? You're a skeptic by nature, Alan. We both know this. Everything can be explained logically.
Não, velho, mas... Caralho, de cabelo. Mas... Não, minha esposa não tá morta. Você vai me mostrar aqui.
I never get tired of this view. Very inspiring, isn't it?
Cauldron Lake spread below us. I could see Mirror Peak on the other side of the lake. I thought I could make out the spot where Diver's Isle had been when I arrived with Alice. Now there was nothing but waves.
It seems there's a storm coming. Funny, I don't recall there being a mention of that in the weather forecast. Well, no matter. This way. Follow
Não,
me.
eu tô vendo aqui, ó lá, não tá vendo as fumaças.
Alan, what I'm telling you is good news. Right now we're in control. Every time you have a relapse, it gets more and more difficult to resurface from the dark depths of your imagination. Not surprising, considering your profession. Imagination is what you work with. After all your nightmares, this should come as an immense relief to you. If it doesn't, why is that? Because I'm lying? Or because you don't want to admit that you're not well? It's very natural for you to think of me as your enemy. It's part of the illness.
I let him talk.
After all,
Hartman
I'm the one
obviously
trying
loved
to
his
bring
own
you
voice.
out of the world
His
you've
words echoed
constructed for
madly
yourself.
inside my head.
But I can't
I dug
do
my
it
nails
by
into the
myself.
palms of my hands to stay
You need to
focused.
work with me. Once you accept that, we can begin the journey towards your recovery.
Não, eu
Come
não
along.
acredito em
Let's
você.
go inside.
Você está mentindo para mim? Que isso?
Here's the entrance to the office wing. That's for staff only. You were impressed by my trophies when you first arrived here. I do love to hunt. The great outdoors, man versus nature. It's wonderful stuff.
Pretty damn wonderful, yeah.
Você tá bem, rapaz? Cara, você tá... Por que você tá tremendo? Para de... Calma.
I'm a real bad dream, mister. You should be afraid of me. Don't want to run into me in the night, that's for sure.
Please, Emerson. Mr. Wake is confused enough as it is.
Yeah, you'd like me to go away so you won't be scared. But you can't just decide what kind of dream you have or when you have it.
Emerson,
Okay. Sorry. Boo.
that's Emerson. We're actually making some progress with him, I'm happy to say. He works on video
Elbows tight.
games.
Ooh,
It's
yeah.
trash, of course, but it does involve
get
some
'em to the head.
small creative effort, which makes him receptive to my therapeutic methods.
No kidding.
Vai, o Jack Chan. E você aí, minha senhora?
Come, Alan, this way.
Tá, chega de loucuras. Karate Kid e sei lá quem é você.
You might have noticed the
There.
typewriter in your room. You've been writing as a part of the therapy.
Shut up, man.
As soon as you feel up to it, you should continue.
My roaches
Os
are
vocês dois.
killing me. There's
Night
a storm
Springs.
coming. Oh, what a storm.
Não toca coconut, senão eu vou tomar autofrag, seu bitch.
Place off the face of the earth.
And these two are the Anderson brothers, Odin and Thor. They had how should I put this? A heavy metal band in the 70s and 80s called Old Gods of
Da
Asgard.
hora, velho.
They even adopted new first names to complete the image of Viking gods. After the band broke up, they lived on a farm nearby. They are, well, in advanced stages of dementia. They're well cared for, TLC and all that. There's nothing more
Oh,
that can be
Chapolin.
done. I'm afraid that the rock and roll lifestyle has left its mark.
Eita.
Oh, that won't do. I'm so sorry to cut this short for now, Alan. The power has been acting up. I'd better go check on it. We'll continue this soon. Meanwhile, when you feel up to it, return to your room and try to write. It really is for the best. Don't you think?
I'd like to bash his head in with a hammer.
Oh, he'd love to fish out our secrets, but he has no clue. He's not crazy enough. Not crazy like us, Sonny.
Yeah!
Being crazy's a requirement, Sonny. Who else could understand the world when it's like this? It takes crazy to know crazy.
That's the sanest thing I've heard in a while.
Say, you're all right, Tom. Hey, we like him, don't we, bro? He's got to go to the farm.
The Anderson Farm. Valhalla!
We wrote it all down, lest we forget. A crash course. All you need to know to get your head right. You need to find the message.
Here, Sonny, here's something for you. Gave me a rash, but I kept it safe from these bastards.
Valeu.
My head was clearing up, or according to Hartman, I was sinking back into the fantasy. I was convinced he was lying to me about everything. Crazy or not, the Andersons made more sense.
Tom, you got any booze on you?
No.
Zane could feel the poems, taking form, shaping things. As he experimented, he imagined he could almost feel the power surging through the keys of the typewriter. It exhilarated him. But there was fear, too. If not for his young assistant Emil, he would have given it up. But Emil convinced him otherwise. He, too, had a way with words.
No. Sorry, guys.
We have a stash of the special stuff at the farm. Our own formula. Local ingredients. Medicine clears your head right up. Makes you remember like moonbeams on the brain.
Oh, I just noticed. Leather patches on the elbows? That's not very rock and roll.
Tom just lost is all. Baba Yaga got to him too, the devil.
Nossa, será que ela é uma Baba Yaga mesmo?
She used us all. Taken from all of us. Took my thunder, the witch.
And
Vai,
my
autor.
ravens, what were they? Memory and thought, the hag.
She took something from you too, didn't she? That's what she does.
We're better off. This place, the lake, it gives you power. If you're a creator, an artist, a god.
Nightmare shifted in their sleep in the darkness of the lake.
Yeah, that's the one. She makes sure it comes out twisted and wrong. Just ask the lamp lady. She knows what happened to that other writer.
She's been using you, boy, and you let her. You went and opened the door for her, didn't you?
Now, it was already open a crack. And whose fault is that? We're morally corrupt, disease-ridden, old and stupid.
Doesn't mean he had to open it all the way, goddammit.
Agora
So tired.
deu uma clareada aqui na história.
Farm close to the lake.
Parece que aquela bruxa lá, aquela Baba Yaga, que eles chamaram ela, abriu.
We had parties there, man.
Tipo, apareceu pro Alan e parece que o Alan deixou ela entrar. Então eu não sei como assim deixou ela entrar, mas... Enfim. Agora tá bem melhor a história. Vai esclarecer bem. Opa, eu já li ali. Então a gente tem que dar um jeito de chegar lá no bregue... Opa, deixa eu ver um negócio aqui. A verdade, será que agora... Ou será que tem mais um episódio aqui embaixo ainda, hein? Eu acho que devem ser 5 episódios então, pessoal. Ó, um cafezão aqui. Lógico que não vão deixar eu sair, né? O Dilema do Criador, o novo e revelador livro do Dr. Henry Hartman, o autor do best-seller Fluxo Criativo. Nele explica com suas próprias palavras suas técnicas revolucionárias da terapia do compromisso e o fluxo. Já disponível nas livrarias. Compre já, pessoal! E ajude esse filho da puta a ganhar dinheiro.
Hey, Wake, why don't you humor Dr. Hartman and give the writing a shot, huh? Typewriter's in your room. You can get to your room by those stairs, Wake.
Eu vou digitar que você vai morrer no... Travou aqui. What the fuck? Beleza, vamos digitar que esse gurilão aí vai ter um infarto. Quem sabe eu crio Death Note aqui, velho.
Something's wrong. I'm not myself. It's hard to think that there's a shadow inside my head. I can only focus on writing. Everything else is a blur. I'm trapped in this cabin. Have been for days, but it's always dark outside. My editor is real. I saw her again. She's not human. It's not human. A dark presence is wearing the old woman's face. She was covered in clinging shadows. There's a hole in her chest where her heart should be.
Tá porra, é um
I think
rolão.
I've made a horrible mistake. I don't think I'm any closer to saving Alice. It's been lying to me, using me to get the story it wants, and the story will come true.
Caralho, velho, é muito bizarro, mano. É tipo eu falando comigo. Nossa! Será que dá pra usar isso aqui? Aí, se alguém quiser tentar aí, ó. Vou até deixar um pouquinho parado aí. Tenta usar aí, sei lá, né? Caraca, que da hora. Bom.
Too scary for them. I take 2 pills every morning and 1 with every meal.
Hartman wanted me to write. I knew I couldn't, but I figured I should just play along for now. It was the only thing I could do with Nurse Birch watching me like a hawk. Hartman had mentioned that the power had been acting up. Maybe that was the reason for the generator and the work light on the balcony. The generator hadn't been activated, and there was no key.
Meu quarto.
The white glare of the blank page in front of me hurt my eyes. My hands began to shake uncontrollably.
Everybody calm down. Put that down. Bert, I need help.
Hey, Wake, you stay here. I'm gonna go see what's up. You just keep doing what you're doing. Be cool, okay?
Agora é a hora.
I didn't know what the chaos was all about, but it could be my only chance of getting out of here.
Here it comes. Here's a friendly poke from Mjolnir, witch. Oh, afraid of the crazy brothers, are ya? Not so weak now, are we? Well, things are unraveling fast, aren't they? It's my store. I'm taking it.
Onde eu vou?
We're on a comeback tour, baby!
Esse cara tá muito louco.
Hartman kept talking, giving Barry the grand tour, clearly proud of the place. He went on and on about his hunting trophies, and Barry was impressed. But he was here on business. He raised his voice, cut through the monologue. Hey, Hartman, where's Al? Hartman stopped in mid-sentence, annoyed at the interruption. He nodded at the hulking orderly standing nearby. The man smiled and clapped a practiced hand on Barry's shoulder.
Falou, eu vou fugir por aqui. Ou não.
Hammer's Way will have its say! Rise up in their name!
Cadê o cara? O que eles estão fazendo?
Sinclair looked bad. That wasn't a love tap. The crazy old fart hit her hard. And if she was one of Hartman's goons, she had it coming. I could get the key to the office wing from Sinclair.
The backstage is all yours, Tom.
I had to get to Hartman's
Seize your
office. He
destiny.
had taken all my manuscript pages. That's where he'd been keeping them.
Come out and face the music, Birch. It's time to pay the...
Será que é ali mesmo onde eles estão?
Maybe you could come out and beat our wrinkled adult
Acho que não.
diapered asses for us, since you're so tough, Birch.
Que os dois, o cara fugiu do deles?
You think we haven't seen punks like you before? Immortal name.
Aqui.
Hartman wasn't happy. Maud could see it in his eyes. He quickly lowered his own. He had made a mess of it, and he knew it. The shame of failure was hard to bear. He hadn't expected Wake to say he needed more time, and he blurted out 2 days, less than Wake had asked for to show him who was in charge. But that wasn't part of Hartman's plan. The markings on the tape said they were recordings Hartman had made of the sessions with his patients. I saw Alice's name on one of them. For a moment, I couldn't believe it.
All the time. The parties, he's so angry all the time. He's getting violent.
Do you mean with you?
No, not with me. No, never. Sometimes I almost wish Alan would take a swing at me, because at least that'd lead to a conversation he couldn't just march out of. But no. Alan doesn't really sleep. And the work, well, he's not writing at all. He sits there for hours and just gets more and more frustrated. And I can't talk to him.
Yes. Tell me, Mrs. Wake. What would you say to him if he'd listen?
I don't know. I want to say, I look at you, and it's not you. Just some stranger.
Puta, é a hora que ele tava possuído escrevendo isso aqui, então.
From behind your eyes, and I don't like that guy much. And now it's all gonna go to hell.
But you don't ever say this.
No. I've tried, but he's not listening. He's too deep in his own problems, always going on about something else. I'm so afraid I'm gonna lose him, and we're not even talking anymore. He doesn't let me in anymore. He just keeps me in the dark. I'm so alone here, even when he's home. Please help me, Doctor, because I'm at my wit's end.
Well, if you can just get him here, I'll absolutely do my very best.
Yeah, but Doctor, you need to be careful with him. He's not just going to listen to you and cooperate. He's the most stubborn man I've ever met.
Well, I'll be sure to bear that in mind.
Hearing her voice, what she was saying made me happy and sick and guilty all at once. Worst of all, I recognized the words. The phone call from her. It had been a cut-up of this. Just a recording.
Será? Será mesmo?
Rudolph Lane's case is interesting. He was completely blocked, and frankly, I was about to discard him as useless. However, once Wake arrived and started writing, something changed in Rudolph. He's producing extraordinary work, increasingly dark pieces. Unfortunately, he doesn't respond to direction at all, and it's my belief that he's not so much a creator as an illustrator, perhaps, a recorder of sorts. I hadn't considered the existence of such a role before, let alone its implications, but the paintings he has produced are informative. At least he's easily controlled and useful. I wish I could say the same about Wake. It's frustrating that the best subjects are always so damn difficult to deal with.
Caraca, isso aqui é as pinturas do cara? What the fuck? Caralho, velho. Olha isso. Caramba, mano. Que doideira. Olha.
Not buying that. I was tailing Wheeler, and this is the only place he could have gone. That means Wake is probably there too.
Agent Nightingale, this is private property, and I will not allow you to disturb my patients.
Yeah? I can get a warrant. How would your fragile little patients like that?
Oh, I'm thoroughly intimidated by your mighty authority now, Agent.
Listen, you smug snob. How would you like it if I busted through this gate and knocked you around a little?
Agent Nightingale, first of all, I'm recording this conversation, so you might want to watch what you say. Secondly, you're not dealing with a hick now. I know the law, and if you can get a judge to grant a warrant, I'll be glad to cooperate. But you won't get one. Be advised that any further communications with me are to be made through my lawyer.
I don't believe this.
Good day, Agent.
Yeah.
Pelo menos o cara é bem profissional, né? Isso a gente não pode negar.
The photo on the wall caught my attention. In it, the clinic staff was standing outside the lodge. I knew the man next to Hartman.
É o
He was the
sequestrador, né?
kidnapper. Hartman had been playing me all along.
Caraca, o que tá acontecendo, velho?
Let me out of here! Hartman, do you hear me? I'm gonna sue your crazy quack ass to shreds! Seriously, do you have any idea how much trouble you're in?
Barry?
Ow! About time!
Barry, man, am I glad to see you. We need to get to Hartman's office.
It's right next door.
You okay?
Yeah. I mean, no! The cops found me at Rose's trailer, but they didn't hassle me too much. I'm obviously a victim in this, and I demanded to be treated as such. Or else I'd sue their asses. Speaking of asses, that Fed gave me a real hard time, but I had no clue where you were. That guy's crazy, Al. But he let me go, and then I get a call from Hartman, that son of a bitch, who tells me you're here, and I should come pick you up, but when I got here, 2 goons clobbered me and stuck me in there.
What's with the cutout?
I stole it from the diner to piss off Rose after what she did to us. That'll teach her.
Yeah, that's a harsh punishment. Come on, pal, we gotta get going.
Puta que pariu. Vamos nessa. Abrir a fechadura. Quero meu manuscrito. O meu mano tá escrito.
These were all the pages I had on me. And more.
Alan, please. You're sliding back into the...
Tell me one more lie and I'll shoot you in the face.
Ah, well, it was worth a shot. Really, Wake, come on. Let's work together on this. You have no idea...
Hartman, shut up! Barry, get out of here. I'll catch up with you. Get a car.
Oh, Al, let's just...
Go!
Wake, listen to me. This is a mistake. Don't you see? Together we can create something absolutely wonderful. With your ability and mine.
Puta que pariu. A cara de prazer dele, velho. Ah, louco, o cara tá possuído pelo capeta. Caralho. Fuck. Calma. Calma.
Hartman followed the fall of Alan Wake with his binoculars. When the rider hit the water, he ordered Jack to take the boat to him. The spot was easy to see in the dark, even with all the extra lights in the boat. The flare floated and kept burning even in the water. Jack turned the radio louder as the engine sputtered. The music was rough and clanking, something the Anderson brothers would no doubt have enjoyed. But Hartman chose to ignore it. Wake was finally within his reach.
Espero que vocês tenham gostado. Esse episódio foi grande, hein? Vai dar quase 30 minutos aí. Porque eu não tava conseguindo parar de jogar. Tá muito bom esse jogo. Puta que pariu, velho. Bom. Ou é um sonho e o Alan tá muito louco. Ou ele ficou possuído por uma época. A Alice tentou trazer ele pra cá pra ele poder ser internado. Eu acho que é essa a opção. Acho que ele ficou possuído pra poder escrever essa história que a imaginação dele tá transformando tudo em capetão. Tá tudo ficando possuído. E a Alice ficou preocupada porque ele tava possuído e ele não conversava com ela. Então ela quis tratar o cara como um louco. Tá, se eu começar a falar minhas teorias, vai dar mais 10 minutos de vídeo. Então vamos esperar o próximo episódio e vamos ver. Então é isso, muito obrigado pela sua presença. Não esqueça daquele like, compartilhar, comentar e a gente se vê no próximo episódio. Obrigadão e fui!